Alright, so here we have the nice, well, not so nice anymore. It's an Mk3 Supra. It's a 1987 that I put in my other video. It was driving around without the top, but I wanted to make a video just to show the different places that it has rust on it. So some of you out there don't think that I'm just another Supra murderer trying to make money off them. This one has 250,000 miles on it, and has definitely seen some better days as far as the chassis goes with rust. But I figured I'd make a video also showing some of the places that these cars rust and how they can be hidden. First off, this was on the, this is underneath the hatch seal. As you can see, that's straight through. Pretty bad, actually. It's also rusted through over here. The spare tire well is rusted through. You can't see it, but it definitely has some light poking through there in some places. So it wouldn't be long before that would totally fall through. In the rear wheel wells, there's holes straight through. It's not so much visible on the other side because they actually put some tape over it, tried to fix it. I don't know exactly what good that would do. The rear bumper I took off already, but that had actually been rusted straight through on the actual bumper part itself. Enough that you could put a couple fingers through. It appears to be rusting over here. I'm sure if you play with that, that'll go right through. The rear bumper cover on this side is underneath, that's completely rusted through. And you can probably see up underneath here where the tape is. Yeah, if you can see up there, they put the tape on it, but that's rusted through. Now, I know on my 1990, it actually didn't seem that bad because the undercoating was helping to cover it. But when you started playing with it, the hole was actually quite big. So just be wary of that when you're buying one. And underneath the rear panels, side panels, you can see that there's quite a bit of rust. And I think that's mostly because the water's spraying up as they drove it through the rust holes and rear wheel wells. Definitely not a very good start. And you can see in there, it's not very pretty either. And it might even be rusted in a couple places on some of these places where I haven't taken the trim off completely yet. The fender was actually rusted at the bottom. I think that was just from all the dirt and grime that was in there. It was helping to keep the moisture in. I'd also like to mention on this car, there were a couple places where the, I don't know, I guess you could say the backyard mechanics tried to fix it. The resonator that was on there for the intake was gone, and they replaced it with a fire extinguisher that they had cut the top and the bottom off of. Apparently, they were trying to do something with that. I don't know what the point of it was. Also, the fender support that they had on here, I took it off already, was a wooden dowel and some electrical tape. As well as the whole car had lighting all through it. Basically speaker wire connecting everything. Quite less than professional, just wires running all over the place. Also, the other rear bumper cover spot, that's completely rusted through. They attempted to fix another part here. It's probably going to come through again if the car was still left to run. But the really bad part is, I wanted to show you under here. I don't know if you can see this, but there are some massive holes. Completely massive holes. So that was definitely getting into the structural integrity of the car. They were rusted through and coming through to where underneath the carpet was. So the car had definitely seen better days. But some of the parts are, like a lot of the Supras, some parts are better than others. So I'm saving all the good parts on this, and the rest unfortunately is going to scrap. But if anybody has any questions or requests on anything, I'm going to have a bunch of Supra parts Nothing really turbo, unfortunately, but gray interior, brown interior, bunch of stuff. So let me know. Thanks. Bye.